take me back to that first time.
2014, so it was a routine checkup, and I was going to Italy, and she was kind of looking at all my moles, and I've had a fair few off that have been okay, and then she said, actually, I don't like the look of this, and I was like, oh, I'm going to Italy on Monday, can we do it when we get back? Because I was just thinking it was going to be another dysplastic nevis, which is what my moles are. And she said, no, I want it off now. And even then, I still didn't think it was cancer. And then I came home and got the wonderful news it is. So she told me it was cancer. It was stage 2, and there's 4 stages, but there's different stages within those stages. And she said, you have an option to take your lymph nodes out to see if it's spread. And then I didn't really hear anything past then. Because my mum, you see, when she was in stage, I think 3 or 4, she'd had it. I'm not a medical person. Lymphatic system, or it was spreading around her body. So, you know, all I thought is, I don't want my kids to grow up without a mum, as I have. Although I was 22 when Mum died, it's
still so young
really
to lose your
young.
mum, and you lost your dad as well.
I lost my dad,
cancer.
so I got married with, you know, no parents there. I had kids with no parents there, and, you know, I don't want that for my kids. So I'm really vigilant about it.
So can we go back to that? So did you get the all clear? What happened?
Well, the first time I had melanoma, yes. I mean, you're looked at every 3 months. So it
hadn't spread, though?
It hadn't spread. I had a really awful time, though, because I got an infection. I was in hospital.
Oh, no.
Yeah, terrible. And then and I was on quite a lot of morphine, and the day that I saw my little 10-year-old's face, and I could tell he'd had enough. He was seeing me in hospital. I thought, that's it. I went, get me off this morphine, I'm going home. And, you know, it's horrible. It's horrible. It doesn't matter what age you are. Being told you've got cancer of any shape or form, once you hear that word. And I've done a lot for charity because of my parents, but it still takes the wind out of your sails. So I did explain to him, but I said, look, I'm okay, because this is not the end of it for me. You know, I've just got another one. It's not as bad as the first one.
That's not what you're telling us that now. This isn't what you told him. You're saying that you've just had another one.
I've just had another melanoma, yeah, which is just...
We can see the patch there on the back.
Yes, I got my stitches out tomorrow.
So this was another 3-month check?
This was... no, I'd actually gone to 6 months because I'd been clear. So what happens when you have melanoma, you're looked at for 3 months, and then if you're clear, you go to 4 months, and then you go to 6 months. And this was another one, and then I went on holiday. So I was in the system, they wanted to take it out, and I went on holiday. I wore factor 50, I wore a hat, I sat in the shade, and then just 2 days before I came home, it felt crusty.
Oh, you could feel that?
Yeah, and I was already in the system to take it off because it had changed, and then I rang the cancer nurse on the Monday, and they had me in by the Wednesday. So I'm just waiting on... So you have it taken out, and then you have to go back and you have more taken out. So I'm just waiting on the results of that, but it should be fine. And
you've had the more taken out then, so you've had the second bit?
Yes, that's the wider, the wider one. Which...
I know this is always a very difficult question, but and sadly I seem to have asked it to so many people, but what goes through your mind when they say that to you?
I always thought I'd behave in a different way and be much tougher. You know, I've lost both my parents to cancer, but I defy any mum that doesn't become a wreck at some point, because my children are 10 and 6. They need their mum. And actually, even at 22, I needed my mum. And I want to see them get married and have kids, and that is my driving force now. And I've had to really re-educate myself on my relationship with the sun, which is, at my age, it's like trying to become a vegan. I mean, it's so radically different. Not impossible, obviously.
But people still use tanning salons, don't they, and sunbeds?
If you use a sunbed under the age of 25, you are 75% more likely to get skin cancer. I used a sunbed. They think this is because I used a sunbed. And I've learnt so much more being involved in the campaign, the Sun Sense campaign, because actually, if you have 11 moles on your arm, you are 5 times more likely to get melanoma, because by definition, if you've got 11 moles, you've probably got more than 100, which means then your chances of getting skin cancer increase by 5%.
It's also terrifying. Listen, I pray absolutely that the results are fine.
Thank you.
Because you deserve it, you really do, and all the work that you do. Let's just talk very briefly, the good, exciting thing in your life. You're producing a play.
I am producing a play about Aberfan. It's the 50th year this year, and my 2 producing partners, Neil Dockin, who has written it, and Maxine Evans, who's directed it, and we're so proud. We've got funding from the Arts Council. We are taking it all around Wales because that's where the play should be, and it is a sad story, but it's about a group of 5 women who are, you know, they're crying, they're telling their stories, but they're also laughing without feeling guilty. So within the first couple of seconds, you are laughing, but then you are crying.
But I hope you have loads of laughter in your life, Terri.
Thank
Always
you very
lovely
much.
to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
If you'd like to see even more great guests, then click here. There are plenty more fantastic interviews to come, so make sure that you subscribe.
So I had a full hysterectomy, my ovaries removed, and a co-suspension. I don't know if you know what...
I do not know. There's suspension bridges I know about, but not a co-suspension.
Well, it's a bit like that.